Hello everyone, welcome to the webcast. Hope you're doing really well. I'm Roland Hamilton with Optoma's Technical Sales Department, and also here from Technical Sales and presenting for you today is Bob Gentner. Bob, how are you?
Great. Thanks everybody for joining.
So here's a quick look at the agenda for the presentation. We're going to tell you about some new products, software, and services from Optoma. We want to take your questions live on the webcast, so take a moment and familiarize yourself with the question entry dialog box. You're also going to need the question entry dialog box to take part in our giveaway. As always, the winners, the names of the winners will be announced live on the webcast. So if for whatever reason you don't want your name announced, you're under no obligation to participate. Before we move on, want to just remind you that Optoma is the world's #1 DLP projector brand and also the world leader in 4K UHD projection. So getting right into it, Optoma recently launched the Ultra Bright series of laser projectors. This is a very exciting launch for Optoma because the Ultra Bright series represents our brightest and most advanced projectors to date. The three models of the Ultra Bright series are the ZU1700, the ZU1900, and the ZU2200. And they offer 17,000, 19,000, and 22,000 lumens of brightness, respectively. These projectors were designed specifically with professional installation applications in mind. All three of them share the same form factor, so the chassis specs, with the exception of the weight, are the same. As the brightnesses go up, the weights increase a little bit because of the added laser diode banks, but the dimensions and the case are the same. And all three models share the same 8 interchangeable lenses, ranging from 0.65 to 1 all the way out to 10.8 to 1. All Optoma projectors feature DLP imaging technology, and these are no exception. WUXGA native resolution chips, so 1920 by 1200 lines is the native resolution, but they do accept 4K HDR input, so they can take your ultra high definition signals and process and display those, no problem. Also feature comprehensive 3D support. Here we see the 3D sync inputs and outputs, particularly important for simulators, theme park applications, etc. And they also feature 3G SDI inputs and outputs, so perfectly suitable for broadcast applications, etc. The price point starts at $29,999 US. Note that that's the projector body only, not including accessory lenses. And the Ultra Bright series has already gotten a lot of attention in the industry, already winning several awards from leading publications. So the key features of the Ultra Bright series projectors, at the heart of it is Optoma's DuraCore laser technology. As you probably already know, the primary benefits of laser projection are a maintenance-free, long life. So 30,000 hours of life is what these projectors are rated for. Essentially no maintenance, no filters, and super reliable, as well as excellent color reproduction and brightness. These projectors all feature built-in warping and edge blending. Also full lens memory, so you can store and recall lens position, zoom, and focus. They also support 360-degree portrait installation, as well as 24/7 operation, low noise rated. So all these features here are really due to Optoma's DuraCore laser technology. The IP6X ingress protection rating makes them essentially dust-proof, perfectly suitable for rental and staging, trade shows, exhibitions, anywhere where you might encounter dust or harsh environment, they can handle that. And the cooling the cooling technology and the structure, the design of the cooling mechanism within the projectors is what really enables the low noise, because the fans don't have to work so hard. And I should also point out that these projectors are rated to 50 degrees centigrade or 122 degrees Fahrenheit. So, quite applicable to harsh installations and environments where other projectors could not manage. These projectors are fully compatible with Optoma Management Suite, OMS. This is something you're probably not yet familiar with, but we're going to, in the next few slides, tell you all about Optoma Management Suite. And when you hear about that functionality, know that these projectors are fully compatible. They also feature firmware over the air, so as upgrades or improvements become available, they can be updated right over the internet. And redundant inputs and fast switching to those inputs. If these projectors are being installed in a mission critical application, you can double up the sources that are feeding them. So you can have a second redundant input feeding the same signal to the projector, and should for whatever reason the primary source fail, the projector will automatically fail over to that secondary input. Here are the key customer benefits. Why would your customers want these ultra bright projectors from Optoma? Outstanding image quality and brightness, proven reliability, low total cost of ownership. The reliability and the low total cost of ownership made possible by the DuraCore laser technology, and reduced downtime, and backed by an industry leader. And we'll learn more about the reduced downtime in conjunction with Optoma Management Suite. So the ideal applications for the Ultra Bright series: houses of worship, higher education, auditoriums, digital signage, live events and staging, theme parks and simulators. Really anywhere where you need a bright, large format image, these projectors are perfect for all these applications. I want to take just a moment and cover some of the available accessories. Again, there are 8 available lenses ranging from 0.65 to 1 all the way out to 10.8 to 1. So at the wide end of the lens range, note that the 0.65 to 1 short throw lens is a zoom lens. So it's actually 0.65 to 1 to 0.95 to 1, perfect for simulators, digital signage, immersive spaces, dome projection, etc. And supporting the longer throw all the way out to 10.8 to 1, the long lenses are perfect for auditoriums, house of worship. So lots of flexibility combined with the other features provide a wide range of applications that these can be installed in. Also want to remind you about Optoma's QuickCast Pro. QuickCast Pro 4K is Optoma's wireless display and presentation system, really unique in that it is a hardware-only solution. So here we see pictured a receiver and a transmitter. Both pucks share the same sort of form factor. They're both HDMI connectors. You connect the receiver to your display, connect the transmitter to your source, and with one click, you are sending ultra high definition video and audio to your display with no software to download and no Wi-Fi passwords to share. It's a completely standalone sharing system. And we are also ready to help you with offerings from lots of industry partners. So whether it's 3D accessories, mounts, flying cages, we can point you to the appropriate industry partners for all the accessories surrounding the Ultra Bright series. Not the focus of today's presentation, but just want to draw your attention to some recent launches from Optoma in the mainstream data category. The ZU500 USTE is the 5,000 lumen WUXGA laser projector. And we're also launching the ZW350 and ZX300 WXGA resolution and XGA resolution respectively. Both 3,500 lumens laser projectors, and really a great value option where people want the performance and the reliability and the low maintenance of laser at these super attractive price points. So perfect for K-12, higher education, and the corporate world in meeting spaces, etc. So Bob, do we have questions coming from the folks at home?
Yeah, we do. We got quite a few questions here. The
Good.
first one is, will there be an ultra short throw lens available for these new high bright projectors?
I have not heard of one being developed. I know, do you know differently, Bob?
No, there is basically it's the 0.65 to 0.75 is the shortest throw for these products.
Yeah. And you
Uh,
could, I mean, you could get creative and use a mirror system perhaps. There are ways to achieve shorter throw distances, even though lens doesn't permit the throw ratio.
right. Another question. Let's see. Are these all 220 volt projectors? That's a good question.
Yeah, the ZU 1700 and the ZU 1900 are 110 volt. The the ZU 2200 or the 22,000 lumen model requires 240 volt for the highest brightness. Bob, do you remember off the top of your head when you feed 110 into it, it can achieve a percentage of its maximum brightness? I forget what that is off the top of my head.
Right. It's approximately 85% of the initial brightness of
Yeah,
the top
perfect.
brightness.
Yeah, to sum it up, the 17,000 and 19,000 run on 110. If you want the full brightness out of the 22,000, you need 220, but it'll run at 85% brightness on 110.
Right. Another comment or question is we do have a pretty big gap between 10,000 lumens, which is our current product line, and then the new product, 17,000 lumens. We don't have anything that's in between. We don't have a 14 or a 15,000 lumen on the map at this time, but we'll take that into consideration. Appreciate that.
Yeah, another comment there. You know, you can run um, within the menu system. You can dial back the power of any of these projectors. So you could take the 17,000 lumen projector and run it at 80% power, no problem. That'll extend the life. And you can also employ what we call constant luminance mode, where there are sensors inside the light engine that measure the light output. And as the laser diode banks degrade over time, they can increase the power to maintain a steady brightness over time. So for your most discerning customers, you may even want to take a projector and run it at less than 100%, but utilize that constant luminance mode to get consistent output over time.
All right, great. Just a couple other ones, and then we'll move on.
Sure.
One question is about the HDMI wireless Procast, the HDcast Pro. Um, Basically, are there any occasional firmware upgrades? And I'll just touch on that quickly. It's basically a self-confined system, so it's a transmitter receiver pair. So basically, you push that transmit button, and the receiver will pick up that signal. There's really no updates. There's no software. I think Roland covered this. No software to load onto your PC, so you don't have to worry about that with the wireless transmitter.
Yeah, and QuickCast Pro 4K is the name of that product.
Ah, yes. And then one more. What is the vertical or are there lens shift capabilities on these products, and what are they?
Yeah, absolutely. It varies lens to lens, but on the standard, there's 60% vertical lens shift and 25% horizontal lens shift. And those can be set, the position can be stored in memory and recalled. So if, for example, you had a space that has a dividing wall and you want the projector to project on one screen when the room is divided, but on a different screen when it's open, you can store the zoom, the position, the shift, and the focus, and recall those via your control system or however you're controlling the environment.
All right. And then the another question is, what is the distance that can be covered by the QuickCast Pro? It's up to approximately 30 feet range for that wireless device.
Yeah, it runs, the QuickCast Pro 4K runs on 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. It's a proprietary hidden network, so it's pre-set up. You don't have to worry about it. It just runs in the background. But the range and performance are very similar inherently to 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi.
All right, great.
Okay. Yeah, and with that, I'll turn it over to Bob.
Awesome. Thank you, Roland. Yeah, we wanted to announce a couple new things today. One is the Optima Management Suite, or OMS as we call it. It's basically a PC-based software that's available to all our Optimus customers. So the dealers, customers, you can download it from our website today. It is currently available. And basically what it allows you to do is control and monitor your Optima displays from one location. So basically the projectors have this capability, our interactive flat panels, as well as our direct view all-in-one LED displays. Also, you can add additional projectors to this system as well. If they have PJ Link capabilities, those can be added onto the system as well.
Forgive me, Bob.
Mhm. All right, so benefit of this is the real-time monitoring of the projectors. So you can come in at the start of the day and take a look at all the displays that are connected to this Optima Management Suite. Check the status of those, and also you can have alerts sent to the admin desk. So those alerts allow you to have monitor such things as maybe you have a burnt out lamp, maybe one of the displays is overheating, and you get a message back to the admin center, and you can respond to those messages that you receive. You can also set up scheduling. So it could be an individual schedule for a one projector or one display, or you can set up scheduling for a group of displays or all of the displays simultaneously. So again, at the end of the day, the ability to shut down all of the units, make sure there's not a blue light shining at the end of the day in one of the main boardroom. You can make sure that you shut down all of those displays. Also broadcast messaging. That messaging allows you to send messages directly to the screens. So again, you can turn on one or all of the different displays and send a message right to the screen. Also, you have device grouping. So you have different departments or maybe different floors or wings in the building. You could set up a group and just control those and monitor those individually, or you can add them all to the main system. And also in 2022, we're looking at a cloud system. The cloud system will allow you to monitor and control all those displays from a more remote location. And also we intend to add an app that will allow you to control your displays from a smartphone. So the benefits, of course, would be peace of mind. You can come in the morning and make sure that everything's up and running, no problems. You'll be able to save energy, making sure that all those displays are shut down at the end of the day. So you will have those cost savings. You're going to have that proactive response that you're looking for. So you can make sure that before the day starts and everybody goes to the classrooms or meeting rooms, everything's up and running. And also, the main benefit is the reduced downtime. So you can address any situation that comes up and get it taken care of more quickly than you could if you had to wait for somebody to call you up and say, hey, I need some help from the help desk. Let's get this up and running. So you can be proactive with all of your displays. Just looking at the compatibility with all of the projectors in the Optima lineup, basically uh, any new product that has a LAN input will be able to be controlled with this new system, the Optima Management Suite. Basically, you're looking at the projectors that Roland talked about, the Ultra Bright series, the 10,000 lumen ZK1050 series, the 860 series, the new 720 series. And then there's a lot of different products that we have that can be put into your meeting rooms and classrooms, anywhere from 3,000 to 6,000 lumens. We can manage those as well. The interactive flat panels, the new 5 series, can be controlled with the system, and also our all-in-one interactive displays. So as you know, we have a 130-inch display and a 163-inch all-in-one display. Those can also be plugged in and managed remotely. And of course, third-party projectors that have PJ Link capabilities can be controlled. Um, Nice thing about these with the Optima projectors and displays is that you can automatically add those to the OMS. It's something that the system goes out and searches for those devices and adds them into the system. And also third-party displays, you may need to manually add some of those, but you can add third-party displays. So it's a great benefit.
Okay, folks, if you have any questions, please feel free to type them into the question dialog box as part of the Zoom toolbar. Bob, we don't have any questions coming in right now, so we'll just keep going. But folks, please enter your questions. We want to answer them for you.
Okay, awesome. All right. One more thing we want to talk about today is Pro Design. Pro Design is a new consulting designing service that Optoma provides. We've in the past offered these services, but we really didn't advertise them or talk about them too much. But typically, we get a lot of phone calls from customers, and tech sales is here to answer your questions, whether it's a simple question about the right projector for the right install or something more detailed. We're here to help you out. So this is really a service that's available to all Optoma dealers, and it provides in-depth project support and assistance moving forward. So really, we start at the concept and audiovisual system design of the a setup that you may have, so we can consult you early on. Whether it's a simple single projector where you need information about screen size, ambient lighting in the room, throw distance, offsets, we can help you with all that information, but we can go a step further by adding the ability to offer 2D and 3D renderings. So we can help you more visualize the installation up front. A good example is on the right now. It's a dual projector edge blending solution that we provided. You can see that the projectors overlap. You can see the offset information, throw distance information, screen sizes, and where could a 6-foot person stand and not block the image. So that's something that we can provide to you, so you can more visually see what the installation will look like. We can also help you with signal flow information. So if you need some assistance with what is the best type of cabling solution for this install, we can make those recommendations. At the sales site, we can help you with project commissioning. So if more today than a couple years ago, we could be on site if it's a large opportunity, but today we're doing more and more on site where it could be a video, it could be some photos that you send to us, and we can help you on site and answer questions as you're going through the design ideas and make some recommendations. So it also provides you with top tier technical support. So if you have those questions while you're, thinking about an installation, we're there to help you out and answer your questions.
Yeah, and just to add, essentially, we'll be there from concept through design of the project and the sales process and the installation and commissioning. So really, if you need assistance, we're there throughout your whole process from start to finish, essentially.
All right, yeah, and as Roland mentioned, we're there to help you win those projects. We want to, be your partner. Of course, if we, make the recommendations and get the right projectors lined up for you or other displays, we want to make sure that you use those Optima products. But it also gives you the reassurance that you have engineering support and validation on your designs. So a lot of times we just get drawings and you want us to take a look at those drawings and give you our recommendations. We can do that as well. So again, you can feel confident that you're providing the best solution for your customers. And in some cases, you may want to, line item those services on an invoice and just, state zero charge. But here's all the different things that we've provided to you, including documentation and validation. So it adds some additional value to your installation and your recommendations.
Absolutely. So we got a question coming in. What's the operating system compatibility for OMS?
For OMS, yes, right now it is exclusively for the Windows PCs. It does not work with Mac at this time.
Yeah. When the cloud version launches, however, you will be able to control it from any browser. So at that point, it'll become pretty much platform agnostic, so to speak. And John is asking, does OMS require a hardwire connection or can you use Wi-Fi? And
It's hardwired. Yep.
Well, it's going to depend on the product. You know, for example, the interactive flat panels, they feature Wi-Fi inherently, so they will integrate with the OMS system via the Wi-Fi. But if the projector, you know, for example, only has a hardline internet connection, then you'd be limited to the hardline. So it really depends on what products you're integrating. The answer to that question. And another question about Pro Design, is there a charge for it? The answer is no. Pro Design is something we're just offering as a value add, as a service to our dealers and resellers. There will be no charge for Pro Design. We put line item charges in there as a bullet point because you can add the design, the 2D models or 3D modeling and rendering. You can add that as a line item to your clients. You know, whether you actually charge something for it, or if you just put it as $0 to help you win the bid. But there are no charges from Optoma concerning Pro Design. Alrighty, those are all the questions for now. As always, if you have more questions, you can always reach us on webinar@optoma.com. Webinar@optoma.com.